with the mention of terpenoids, I'm going to go ahead and give a list of marijuana terpenes and their effects. Each marijuana plant comes from seed, has a cannabis profile, unique taste, and olfactory molecule, which are not found in the same way in any other plant. The combination of possibilities creates countless variations in the flavor of effects of marijuana and are highly valued by growers who can discover new emotions when growing different strains, or may start breeding projects in order to select the plant that best suits their needs and priorities. The wide range of flavors and effects offered by the different strains of marijuana also helps you to avoid developing tolerance to its effects. When you have a single variety, the user in his or her body will develop a resistance tolerance to the properties of the plant consumed. For a long time, we have known that THC and THCV are primarily responsible for the psychoactive effects of marijuana. Other cannabinoids, CBD, CBN, CBC, CBG, have little effect of this type. In this case, how can we explain the variations of the effects that can be observed from one plant to another? Terpenes, aromatic molecules in plants. Let's take a look at one of the components that make up the smell of marijuana. Between 10% and 30% is composed of terpenes, which are aromatic molecules produced in the resin of the plant. Most of the scents and smells that we associate with plants are the result of terpenes and flavonoids. Conversely, cannabinoids do not have any aroma or smell. Because plants cannot move, cannot escape predators, or flee from neighboring plants to overwhelm their territory, they have developed a very efficient defense strategy, primarily based on chemical warfare. Terpenes ensure several functions. For example, some of them keep predators away, others kill them, others slow their maturation, and others affect their metabolism somehow. Plants use other aromatic molecules to attract pollinating insects, thus ensuring reproduction, and to attract predators of their enemies. Apart from these, there are also other terpenes that can develop because of stress of the plant, excess heat, etc. Terpenes are a major component of the so-called essential oils from plants. Aromatherapy uses the medicinal properties of these terpenes to regulate mood, sleep problems, acuity, and overall health. For example, the essential oil from lavender is calming and relaxing, while rosemary increases concentration and produces a feeling of well-being. It is possible to make essential cannabis oil through steam extraction. It is used in perfumes, cosmetics, soaps, candles, and also as a flavoring agent in cooking, such as candies and beverages, beer flavored with marijuana. Once marijuana has been harvested, it contains about 1% essential oil, composed mostly of very volatile monoterpenes, 80 to 90%, that evaporate very quickly. Once the weed is completely dry, the amount of essential oil is only 0.1%, and about 50% of this is made up of sequestered terpenes, which are far less volatile. What are marijuana terpenes? More than 100 different terpenes have been detected in marijuana, and there are many more if we consider the different variations of each one. For example, the typical smell of citrus fruit comes from terpenes called limonene, but these can vary in concentration. The limonenes of lemon are identical to the limonenes of an orange, but each variety is defined by a different smell, resulting from tiny differences in the properties or the form of the limonenes that it contains. Here we list the main terpenes found in cannabis sativa and its effects on our health. You will see that percentages can be widely variable from one to another. A-pinene, anti-inflammatory, bronchodilator, aids memory, antibacterial, also found in pine needles. Linalool, anesthetic, anticonvulsant, analgesic, anti-anxiety, also found in lavender. Beta-caryophyllene, anti-inflammatory, analgesic, protects cells lining the digestive tract, also found in black pepper. Myrcene contributes to sedative effect of strong indicas, sleep aid, muscle relaxant, also found in hops. Limonene treats acid reflux, anti-anxiety, and antidepressant, also found in citrus. This is a bit on myrcene. Myrcene is the most common terpenes in marijuana strains, up to 60% of the essential oils of certain varieties. However, it is not found in hemp textiles. It is also found in large quantities of hops or in the West Indian wood St. Thomas Bay. Its smell is very similar to cloves. Girofle. Myrcene is a potent analgesic, anti-inflammatory, and antibiotic. It blocks the action of cytochrome, aflatoxin B, and other pro-mutagenic carcinogens. It also has a relaxing, calming, antispasmodic, and sedative effect. Acting in synergy with THC, myrcene increases its psychoactive potential. Limonene. Limonene is often the second, third, or fourth terpene found in cannabis resin. The family of terpenes produces the typical smell we all recognize as citrus. Limonene has antifungal and antibacterial properties as well as anti-carcinogenic. It prevents the deterioration of the RAS gene, one of the factors that contribute to the development of tumors. It also protects against aspergillosis and carcinogens present in smoke. Limonene quickly and easily penetrates the blood-brain barrier, which increases systolic pressure. During testing on the effects of limonene, participants experienced an increase in attention, mental focus, well-being, and even sex drive. Limonene is used sometimes in spray form to treat depression and anxiety. It also has the effects of reducing the unpleasantness of gastric acid and stimulates the immune system. Plants use limonenes to ward off predators. For example, it repels flies like any insecticide. Carophyllene. Carophyllene can be found in various herbs and spices, particularly in black pepper, which contributes to the spicy flavor. It is a local anti-inflammatory and analgesic, and one of the active ingredients of the clove, girofle. It is an effective remedy to alleviate toothache. It also has antifungal properties. This terpene has the particularity of selectively active the cannabinoid 2 receptor, CB2, while it is not a cannabinoid. This discovery opens the door to many possibilities in medical research. Pinene. Pinene is responsible for the familiar smell associated with pine and fir trees, and to be more precise, its resin. It is the main ingredient of the essence of terpene. It is also present in many plants such as sage or rosemary. Pinene is used in medicine as an expectorant, bronchodilator, anti-inflammatory, and local antiseptic. It also crosses the hematoencephalic barrier very easily, where it acts as an inhibitor of acetylcholinesterase, preventing the destruction of molecules responsible for the transmission of information, which results in memory improvement. It is largely due to the presence of pinenes and rosemary and sage that have been considered to be beneficial plants during thousands of years of traditional medicine. Terpene, in part, counteracts the effects of THC, which leads to a decrease in the acetylcholine levels. The result is that the memory fails more with pure THC than with THC mixed with pinene. Skunk strains are, for example, recognized for their high level of pinenes, because this produces a bronchodilator effect. Smoke of plants rich in pinene give the sensation of sucking more air, which can cause hyperventilation or sometimes cough. Pinene also improves concentration, personal satisfaction, and energy, but it may be limited by the effects of terpenol. Terpeneol. Terpeneol smells of lilac, crabapple blossoms, and lime blossoms. During tests on mice, their mobility was reduced to 45%. This explains the sedative effect of some marijuana strains. Terpeneol is often found in strains that have a high level of pinenes, the aromas of which can hide the smell of terpeneol. Borneol. Borneol has an aroma of mint and camphor. It is used in Chinese medicine against fatigue, stress, or to recover from illness. Super Silver Haze marijuana strain from Sensi seeds is known for its camphor aromas, and its effects is both relaxing and psychedelic. Hence, we can suppose that it contains a good amount of borneol. Linalool. Linalool has a floral scent like lavender and spring flowers. Humans are able to smell it at very low levels, from 1 part per million in air. Linalool is currently used in the treatment of various cancers. It also has a powerful calming action, anti-anxiety, and produces sedative effect. In tests on mice, it was discovered that their activity decreased by 75%. Linalool is thus partly responsible for other sedative effects of certain marijuana strains. It also has analgesic and anti-epileptic properties. Eucalyptol. Eucalyptol, also called 1,8-cineol, the main ingredient of eucalyptus essential oil. It has the characteristic minty smell of this tree and is found in small amounts of marijuana. Its effects relieve pain and improve concentration and inner balance. Plants containing eucalyptol enhance meditation and concentration. Nerolidol. Nerolidol. Okay, that was a new word for me. Nerolidol, with woody and fresh bark aromas, can be found in ginger, niaouli, and citronella. It has antifungal, leishmaniasis, and anti-malarial properties. It also produces a sedative effect. Other terpenes. Other terpenes that can be found in marijuana are, for example, philandrine, phytol, humulene, pulegon, bergamotine, pharmacine, D3-carine, elamine, fenchol, aromandrine, bezaboline, and many more. We see then that the endless possibilities of terpene profiles are responsible for variations in taste and effects of marijuana. Some combinations of terpenes can act in synergy, the effects are added, while others are antagonists, the effects inhibit each other. Some terpenes increase the assimilation of THC, while others affect the flow of dopamine and serotonin, two of the main regulators of mood and behavior. We know that some medical marijuana users have noticed that one plant in particular helps them more than others. When analyzing these plant cannabinoids, we see, however, that they have the same or very similar levels than other plants whose effects are lesser. We can see that some terpene profiles, together with suitable cannabinoid rates, are more effective for patients than other similar varieties. We notice then, through the effects of marijuana, that terpenes do have a role. Unfortunately, current chromatography techniques do not allow accurate identification of all terpenes present in marijuana. This diversity offered by nature is impossible to reproduce for the pharmaceutical industry, which attempts to isolate the active principles in order to patent its synthetic reproduction. Pure THC causes very different effects than marijuana because it is missing all the terpenes and cannabinoids that modulate its effect. The plant's age, maturity, and time of harvest may also modulate the levels and amounts of terpenes. Usually the smell becomes more intense during flowering, but it can vary depending on weather conditions, environment, fertilizers, or plant stress. You will notice, for example, the smell of a plant is usually stronger earlier at dawn than at dusk. Terpenes are responsible for both flavor and aroma of the plant. It is important to remember that a plant with little aroma will always have little flavor. Terpenes and their interactions on the brain is a fascinating subject, which opens the way to numerous medical researchers and other level of exploration in creative seed banks. Through recognizing the different families of terpenes, we can predict the effects of marijuana bud only on its smell. Mango, myrcene, and marijuana. According to several sources, eating a good ripe mango 45 minutes before smoking marijuana increases the effect of the herb. This could be explained by the presence of myrcene in mangoes, which acts in synergy with the THC. but according to our research, we should select a very good variety of mango, because only a few have essential oil rich in myrcene. Cavallo 57.1%, Rose 52.4%, Sword 37.2%, and Paulista 30.3%. And besides, this myrcene, mixed with other molecules of the same fruit, it decreases their assimilation. Also, if the mango is not very ripe, the myrcene level will be too low to notice its interaction. Essential oil of hops can also be used. Hydrodistillation of the unfertilized female flower. It contains more than 20% myrcene, which can be assimilated very quickly. Terpenes open the door to numerous scientific researches and investigations, particularly on a medical level. For example, if we add more limonene, we will have a more stimulating herb, and on the contrary, if we increase linalool levels of the plant, its effect will be much more sedative. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. This article was from alchemiaweb.com/blogging/marijuana-terpenes-effects, and I will post that in the link description for anyone who wants to read the article themselves or follow along as I read. So thank you so much for listening to this video. I'm probably going to go back and refresh my memory with all of this information and take notes on it later, when I'm not just kind of reading the information for the first time. But I just wanted to do that briefly, and I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you.